Okay, so we're now been looking at finding the sides of the triangle. Now we're going to look at when we don't know the angle but we're given the sides. So there's still when it's a right angle triangle, so we'll still need to do it. So what we're going to have to be looking at is when you're solving, if you think about if we thought about our sine formula, say, and it was O over H, because we're trying to find what this is, it means we want to get that by itself. So really what we're doing is when you're solving it, you'd want to put it on the other side of the equal sign. So when you move the sign across, it actually becomes the inverse, which means is sine to the -1. And you would have seen that is one of the buttons in your trig function. So if you look down here, when you press trig, underneath sine is sine -1. So this would be how if we were solving it without using the solve function, we would do this. All right, so when they ask you to when you're told sine angle equals this, and you need to find out what just the angle is, what you're going to do, all you have to do into your calculator is type the negative sign button and then put the number that they're asking inside. So you can see I've done that down here, and we get that equals, now they're saying to 1 decimal place, so what would this one be? If it's 57.99, this 9 rounds that one up, so it'll be 58.0. Okay, that one's a domino effect. Then you can see I did cos 5.5. Now if you do inverse cos of 0.5, you get 60. Now because they said 1 decimal place, I have to put a 0.0. Okay, a lot of you lose marks in your tests because of that. You don't do the 0.0. And then the last one we did, we popped it in, and 1 decimal place would be 59.1. Okay, so that's just when they ask you a question like that. Just they tell you sine the angle equals, and you've got to find out what the angle is. Now at the next page, we're going to get given our questions, and we're still going to go through the same steps as we did before. Okay, so step 1 would be to label our triangle. So if we look at this 19, what side is the 19? It's the opposite. And what side is the 42? Hypotenuse, good. So if we wrote SOHCAHTOA up at the top, which one would it be? Sine. Good. So we're going to write the formula out. So we're doing all the same steps. And now we're going to substitute. Now, instead of putting theta, I'm going to put x, because I don't know. That's the one I don't know. And then I'm going to put 19 over 42. Now, if we want to use our solve function in our calculator, when we're finding the angle, we need to put a n in front of the solve. So you just type it on your calculator. So you can see here, down here, I've put a little n. So you just type the letter n, then go menu 3-1 and do solve. And you can see I've typed in all the same equation, and I've gone comma x. So then at the end, when we're stating our answer, we're going to say the angle equals. Now it says correct to 1 decimal place. So this one will be 26.9. Now angles are measured in degrees. So we put a little 0 up there like that, degrees, and there's our answer. If you don't have your graphics calculator, so I might just write on a non-graphic calculator, because sometimes you do get to take in your scientific one. So say your graphics one died out and you needed to just work it out. You can just type in the sine -1 button, and you could just do 19 over 42, and you press enter, and you should still get your same answer. Okay, so you might want to try that as well, just doing straight that, type that in. Okay, So, but if we want to keep with just always do the solve function, we just need to, if we're finding an angle, pop an n in front of it. Otherwise, you're going to get some funny answers, and we don't need to know why. We just need to do it. All right. So we're going to be doing 11C. We'll work on that a bit tomorrow along with the next chapter, but you can get going.